Daniel Hayes stepped out of the small shuttle. His boots touched the smooth white stone of the plaza. The air felt cool and clean, with a light smell of strange flowers. All around him stood tall buildings made of shining metal and glass. They glowed softly in blue and green colors. Flying drones moved quietly above the paths. Students from many worlds walked in groups. Some had scales, some had extra arms, some floated a little above the ground. They all spoke in soft voices. This place was the Galactic Harmony Academy. It was the best school in the whole quadrant for learning about peace and knowledge. No fighting, no wars, just study and friendship between species. Humans were new here. Very few came. Daniel was one of the first. He carried only a small backpack. Inside were clothes, a few books, and a tablet for notes. Nothing else. He looked up at the sky. 2 small moons hung there, pale in the daylight. It felt different from Earth, but he liked it. At the front of the plaza stood a tall platform. On it was Principal Vexor. He was from the Krell species. His body was covered in soft blue and silver feathers. His eyes were large and bright yellow. A long robe hung from his shoulders. He looked calm and wise. When he spoke, his voice was like music, clear and gentle. "Welcome, new students," Principal Vexor said. He spread his arms wide. "You come from many stars. You bring your minds and your hearts. Here at the Galactic Harmony Academy, we build a future of understanding. We learn together. We grow together." The students listened quietly. Some nodded. A few small beings with glowing skin clapped their tiny hands. Vexor continued. "But to keep this peace, we have one very important rule. No weapons allowed. No energy blades. No guns. No sharp tools made for harm. No chemicals that hurt. Nothing at all that can cause pain or damage. This campus is a safe place. Leave all weapons behind. Bring only your curiosity." Most students looked happy. A group of tall, thin beings with clear skin smiled. They came from a world where fighting was unknown. One small furry student let out a happy chirp. Daniel stood near the back. He listened with his hands in his pockets. His face showed nothing at first. Then, when Principal Vexor looked right at him, the principal spoke again. "Especially you, Daniel Hayes, the human student. Your people have a history. We know the stories of Earth, Death World some call it. But here, the rule is the same for everyone. No weapons allowed." Daniel raised his head. He met Vexor's big yellow eyes. For a moment, the plaza was very quiet. Then Daniel's mouth moved. He grinned. It was a big grin. His teeth showed white and straight. His eyes looked bright and happy. Not scared, not angry, just amused. "Understood, Principal Vexor," Daniel said in a clear voice. "No weapons. Got it." Vexor tilted his head. His feathers moved a little, like he was thinking hard. He scanned Daniel with hidden sensors in his eyes. No metal, no power cells, no hidden blades. The human's body showed normal heat, normal heartbeat. Nothing strange on the outside. But that grin, it stayed in Vexor's mind. It was not a nervous smile. It was confident, like someone who knew a secret. Daniel turned and walked toward the dorm buildings. Other students moved out of his way without thinking. A few looked at him with big eyes. Whispers started. "Is that the human?" He smiled when they said no weapons. Maybe humans are different. Daniel did not look back. He kept walking. His steps were easy and sure. The plaza behind him slowly went back to normal chatter. Drones hummed. Lights changed color on the buildings. Inside one dorm hall, Daniel found his room. It was small but nice. A desk with a screen. A window that looked out over green gardens. He put his backpack down and sat on the bed. He thought about the rule. No weapons allowed. He laughed softly to himself. It was a good rule, for most, but humans were not like the others. On Earth, humans grew up fighting gravity that pulled hard, air that sometimes tried to freeze them or burn them, animals with teeth and claws, weather that could kill. Humans had to be strong, fast, smart. Their bodies became tools, their hands could break rock, their bones could take hits. Their minds found ways to win without tools sometimes. Daniel looked at his hands, strong fingers, calluses from years of training. He flexed them. No one here would see a weapon, but he knew better. He stood up and looked out the window. The academy looked peaceful, beautiful. He wanted to learn here, make friends, study stars and life from other worlds. But if trouble came, Daniel grinned again. The same big grin from before. He would handle it. Outside, Principal Vexer stood on the platform a little longer. He watched the last students walk away. His feathers were still a bit ruffled. He turned to his assistant, a small floating orb named Lyra. "Did you see the human's face?" Vexer asked. "Yes, Principal," Lyra said in a soft beep voice. He smiled. "Why do you think he smiled?" Lyra paused. "Perhaps he finds the rule funny." Vexer looked at the sky. "Or perhaps he knows something we do not." The two watched the plaza empty. Lights dimmed for evening. The academy settled into quiet night. Daniel Hayes lay on his bed. He stared at the ceiling. Tomorrow classes started. New things to learn. New people to meet. He closed his eyes, still smiling. No weapons allowed. Daniel Hayes woke up early the next morning. Soft light came through the window. It was not like sunlight on Earth. This light was gentler, almost purple at the edges. He sat up, stretched his arms, and felt the small pop in his shoulders. Good. His body felt ready. He put on the simple gray uniform all students wore. It was soft, light, and changed color a little to match the wearer's mood. Daniel stayed gray. Calm. He looked in the small mirror. His face looked normal. Brown hair a bit messy. Blue eyes clear. Nothing special. But he knew better. Breakfast was in the big cafeteria. Tables floated a few inches off the ground. Food came from machines that asked what you wanted. Daniel chose eggs, toast, and coffee. Real Earth food. The machine made it perfect. He sat alone at first. Most students ate in groups. They talked in low voices or used thought translators. A tall being with long silver hair walked past. She stopped. Her name was Mira. She came from a water world. Her skin shimmered like wet glass. "You are the human," she said. Her voice had a soft echo. Daniel looked up and smiled. "Yes, Daniel. Nice to meet you." Mira sat across from him without asking. "I heard what happened at Welcome. You smiled when Principal Vexor said, 'No weapons.'" Daniel took a bite of toast. "I did." "Why?" He thought for a second. "Because the rule makes sense. I don't have any weapons with me." Mira's eyes narrowed. "But your people, they fight a lot. In stories, humans are always at war." Daniel shrugged. "Some are, not all. And here, I just want to learn." Mira watched him eat. "You don't look dangerous." Daniel grinned again, that same big grin. "Good." After breakfast, classes started. First was xenobiology. The room was round, seats curved up like a ball. The teacher was a small being named Professor Lorne. He had 4 eyes and moved very fast. He talked about how different bodies worked on different planets. "Gravity changes everything," Professor Lorne said. "On low-gravity worlds, bones are thin, muscles weak. On high-gravity worlds, bodies grow strong and short." He pointed at Daniel. "Human student, Earth has gravity of 1 g, strong pull. Tell us about human bodies." Daniel stood up. Everyone looked at him. "Humans evolved to run long distances. We sweat to cool down. Our hearts are big. Lungs take in lots of air. We can keep going when others stop. Professor Lorne nodded. Yes, Death World traits. Very interesting. Some students whispered. A few looked worried. Next class was quantum ethics. They talked about right and wrong in big decisions, like, should you save one life or many? Daniel listened hard. He asked good questions. What if the one life can save many later? Does that change the math? A fair point, human. By lunch, more students knew his name. In the courtyard, a group waited. The leader was Gorv. He was big. Scales dark green, claws on his hands, from a rough desert world. His friends stood behind him. Gorv stepped close. Human, I hear you think you're tough. Daniel stopped walking. He looked up at Gorv. I don't think that. Gorv laughed. It sounded like rocks hitting each other. Your kind fights animals bigger than me. But here, no weapons. You are nothing. Daniel kept his voice calm. I don't want to fight. Gorv pushed a finger into Daniel's chest. Good, because if you do, security drones come. They shock you. You leave. Daniel looked at the finger, then at Gorv's face. He smiled. Slow, wide. I understand the rules. Gorv snorted and walked away. His friends laughed. Daniel went to eat. He sat alone again. This time, a small female student came over. Her name was Laura. She had soft brown fur and big round eyes. From a forest moon, she looked shy. Can I sit? She asked. Sure, Daniel said. Laura sat. I saw Gorv. He is mean sometimes. Don't mind him. Daniel nodded. I won't. Laura looked at him. Why do you smile so much? Like when the principal talked about weapons, and now with Gorv. Daniel drank some water. Smiling helps. It says I'm not scared, and it makes people think twice. Laura tilted her head. Humans are strange. Daniel laughed quietly. Maybe. The afternoon had a group project. They had to plan a peace treaty for pretend planets. Daniel worked with Laura, Mira, and 2 others. He listened more than he talked. When someone argued, he found the middle ground. The group finished fast. The teacher gave them high marks. After class, Laura walked with Daniel toward the dorms. You are good at this, she said, making things calm. I try. They passed the big fountain in the center. Water danced in shapes. Colors changed. Laura stopped. Do humans really fight for fun? Daniel thought. Some do. Sports, games, but real fighting? Most don't want it. Laura looked at his hands. But you could fight if you had to. Daniel looked at his hands too. Yes, if I had to. Laura smiled a little. That's why you grinned at the rule, because your body is the weapon. Daniel did not answer right away. Then he said, the rule is good. It keeps most safe, but some things can't be taken away. Laura nodded slowly. I think I understand. They walked on. The 2 moons rose. The campus lights came on. Soft white glow. That night, Principal Vexer sat in his office. Screens showed camera views. He watched Daniel all day. The smile with Gorv. The calm in class. The way he moved. Strong. Sure. No fear. Vexer spoke to Lyra, his floating assistant. He follows rules. But he is ready. Always ready. Lyra beeped. Should we worry? Vexer looked out the window. Not yet, but we watch. In his room, Daniel did push-ups on the floor, then sit-ups, then stretched. His body felt good, strong. He did not need weapons. His muscles, his bones, his speed, all trained from years on Earth. He lay down, looked at the ceiling. Classes were interesting. Friends were starting. Gorv was a problem, but not big yet. Daniel closed his eyes, still smiling a little. No weapons allowed. He did not need any. Daniel Hayes walked across the green courtyard after his morning class. The grass felt soft under his shoes. Strange birds with 3 wings flew low overhead. Sunlight from the twin stars made everything look warm and peaceful. But today felt different. There was a buzz in the air. Students talked louder. Eyes followed him more. The diplomacy exercise was in the big simulation hall. The room looked like a forest from many worlds mixed together. Tall trees with glowing leaves, vines that moved on their own, a fake river ran through the middle. The class had to act out a peace talk between pretend enemy groups. Daniel's team was one side, Gorv's team was the other. Professor Lorne stood on a floating platform. "Remember," he said, "this is practice for real diplomacy. Use words, not force. Find common ground." The exercise started. Daniel spoke first. Calm, clear, he offered trade ideas. Water for tech, food for knowledge. His team nodded. They liked his plan. Gorv did not like it. He stood tall, scales shining under the light. "Your ideas are weak," Gorv said. "My people take what they need. We do not beg." Daniel stayed calm. "This is not begging. This is fair. Everyone wins." Gorv laughed loud. "Humans talk too much. Your world is full of war. You know nothing of peace." The pretend talks went on. Words got sharper. Gorv's team pushed harder. Then it happened. One small student from Daniel's side, a quiet being with thin wings, said something Gorv did not like. Gorv turned fast. He shoved the small student hard. The student flew back and hit a tree. A soft cry came out. The student slid to the ground. Wings bent. The class froze. Professor Lorne called for stop, but Gorv stepped forward again, claws out, eyes angry. Daniel moved. He walked between them, slow, steady. "That's enough," Daniel said. Gorv looked down at him. "Move, human, or I move you." "You hurt someone. Back off," Gorv snarled. "You think you can stop me? No weapons here. You are soft, weak." Daniel's face stayed calm, but his eyes were sharp. "I don't need weapons." Gorv lunged. One big arm swung out, claws aimed at Daniel's face. Daniel stepped to the side, fast, like he had done it many times. He caught Gorv's arm with both hands, twisted it just right, used Gorv's own speed against him. Gorv's body flipped forward. He crashed to the ground on his back. The air came out of him in a loud whoosh. Dust rose around them. The class gasped. Some stepped back. Others leaned in. Gorv tried to get up. Daniel put one foot on his chest. Not hard, just enough to hold him down. "Stay down," Daniel said. His voice was quiet, firm. Gorv growled, tried to push up. Daniel pressed a little more. Gorv stopped. His eyes went wide. He felt the strength, real strength, not from tools, from the human's body. He stepped back. He held out a hand. "Get up, no more fighting." Gorv stared at the hand, then at Daniel's face. The grin was there again, small now, but real. Gorv took the hand. Daniel pulled him up easy, like he weighed nothing. Professor Lorne flew over. "Enough! Both of you to the side." Security drones hummed in. They floated around, but the fight was over. No one was hurt bad. The small student with wings stood up slow. A friend helped him. The class ended early. Students talked as they left. Words spread fast. He flipped Gorv like nothing. No punches, just one move. Humans are strong. Laura found Daniel outside. She looked worried. "Are you okay?" Daniel nodded. "I'm fine. You didn't hit him. Didn't need to." Laura looked at his hands. No cuts, no red marks. "How?" Daniel flexed his fingers. "Training. On Earth we learn to use body weight, joints, balance. Just physics." Laura smiled a little. "You made it look easy." It was. That afternoon, more students came to Daniel. Some asked questions. Some just watched from far. A few wanted to learn the move. Daniel showed them slow, step by step. How to step aside, how to grab, how to turn force back on the attacker. Gorv did not come near him. He sat alone in the cafeteria, head down, scales dull. Principal Vexer watched it all on screens. He played the recording many times, slow motion. He saw Daniel's feet move, saw the grip, saw how Gorv's own power became his fall. Vexer spoke to Lyra. He used no weapon, but his body, it is built for this. Lyra beeped. Should we change the rule? Vexer thought. No, the rule stands, but now we see. Some species bring peace in their minds, others bring it in their bones. Night came. Daniel sat on his bed. He rubbed his wrist, a small ache from the twist. Nothing bad. He thought about the day. The shove, the lunge, the flip. He did not want to fight. But when someone needed help, he acted. He looked out the window. Stars bright, moons high. Laura sent him a message on his tablet. Thanks for helping today. You are a good friend. Daniel smiled, typed back. Anytime. He lay down, closed his eyes. The academy felt a little different now. Students walked with more care around him. Some with respect, some with fear. But Daniel did not mind. He had shown what he could do, without breaking the rule. No weapons, just him, and that was enough. In the principal's office, Vexor turned off the screens. He looked at the dark campus. The human grinned again today, he said to himself. He wondered what else the human could do, and why that grin never went away. The campus alarms sounded early one morning. It was not the usual soft chime for classes. This was loud, sharp. Red lights flashed across every building. A voice came over the speakers. Calm, but urgent. Attention all students and staff. This is not a drill. A maintenance bot has malfunctioned in the central atrium. It is armed with cutting tools. It is moving erratically. Remain in your current locations. Security teams are responding. Students froze in hallways and rooms. Some ran to windows to look. Others hid under desks. The central atrium was the heart of the academy. A huge open space with tall glass walls. A big fountain in the middle. Trees and flowers from many worlds. Now it was chaos. Daniel Hayes was in the library when the alarm started. He had been reading about alien history. He closed the book fast, looked around. Other students were scared, eyes wide, hands shaking. He stood up, walked to the big window that looked down on the atrium. Below, he saw it. The bot. It was tall, made of dark metal, 6 legs like a spider, 2 long arms with spinning blades. Sparks flew from its joints. It moved wrong, jerky, like something inside was broken or changed. The bot charged at a group of students near the fountain. They screamed and ran. One slow student tripped. The bot raised a blade arm, ready to cut down. Security drones flew in, small round machines with stun beams. They shot blue light at the bot. The beams hit, but the bot did not stop. It swung an arm, smashed 2 drones into pieces. Metal rained down. More students ran. Panic grew. Doors locked for safety. No one could get out. No one could get in with help fast enough. Daniel looked at the locked door to the stairs. He thought for 1 second. Then he ran. He pushed past scared students, down the hall, to the emergency stairs. He slammed the door open, ran down 3 levels, fast. Breathing steady, he burst into the atrium from a side entrance. The bot was close to the fountain now. It chased a small group. Laura was there. She tried to help a friend who had fallen. The bot turned toward them, blades whirring. Daniel did not yell. He did not wait. He sprinted straight at the bot. The bot saw him. One sensor eye glowed red. It swung a blade arm wide, fast. Daniel dropped low, rolled under the swing, came up behind it. He jumped, grabbed the back of its main body. His arms locked around the thick metal neck, legs wrapped tight. The bot bucked, tried to shake him off. Daniel held on, muscles burning. He felt the heat from its motors. Sparks bit his skin. Students watched from the edges, mouths open. The bot spun, slammed against a wall. Daniel grunted but did not let go. He moved one hand, found a panel, weak spot. He punched hard, metal bent. He punched again, fingers like hammers. Wires sparked. One leg dragged. Daniel slid down, landed on his feet. The bot turned, blade coming down. He dodged left, grabbed the arm, twisted, joint popped, metal screamed. The blade arm went limp. The bot still moved, other arm raised. Daniel ducked under, punched the knee joint. Once, twice, something cracked. The bot wobbled. He jumped again, this time on its back. Both hands inside the broken panel. He pulled. Wires came out in bunches, sparks flew. He yanked more, the bot shook hard. Daniel held tight, reached deeper, found the core processor. Small glowing box. He wrapped his fingers around it, squeezed, crushed. Glass and circuits broke under his grip. The bot froze. Lights dimmed. Arms dropped. Legs folded. It fell forward with a loud crash. Smoke rose from its body. Silence. Then cheers. Small at first, then loud. Daniel stepped off the wreck. His hands bled. Cuts from sharp edges. Knuckles red and raw. Shirt torn. But he stood straight. Laura ran over. "Daniel, are you hurt?" He looked at his hands, wiped blood on his pants. Not bad. Students came closer. Some touched the bot wreck. Others stared at Daniel, eyes big with wonder. Professor Lorne floated down. You stopped it, with your hands." Daniel nodded. It was going to hurt people. Security teams arrived late. Drones circled. They scanned the bot, confirmed dead. Principal Vexor walked in last, feathers ruffled, eyes wide. He looked at the broken machine, then at Daniel. "You destroyed it," Vexor said, voice low. "Bare hands, no tools, no weapons." Daniel met his eyes. "No weapons," he said. Then he grinned, wide, teeth showing. "Just me." Vexor stared. The grin was the same as the first day, but now everyone understood it more. Medics came. They cleaned Daniel's hands, wrapped them in soft bandages. He waved them off when they wanted him to sit. "I'm fine." Students talked around him. He jumped on it like it was nothing. He crushed the core. Humans are built different. Gorv stood at the edge of the crowd. He watched quiet. No sneer this time, just thought. Laura stayed close. "You saved us." Daniel shrugged. "Anyone would." "No," she said, "not anyone." The atrium slowly calmed. Lights went back to normal. Cleanup bots came. They dragged the wreck away. Principal Vexor stayed. He looked at Daniel for a long time. "Come to my office later," Vexor said. "We need to talk." Daniel nodded. "Okay." He walked back to his dorm. Hands bandaged, shirt dirty, but steps still sure. In his room he sat on the bed, looked at his wrapped hands, felt the ache, but also the strength. He thought about Earth. Training, running, lifting, fighting when needed. All that made this moment possible. He smiled to himself. Then, bigger. The academy was safe again, because when trouble came, he was there. No weapons allowed, but a human was always ready. Outside, the campus settled. Stars came out. Moons glowed. Principal Vexor sat in his office, watched the recording again, saw Daniel jump, fight, win. He spoke to Lyra. The human did not break the rule. "No," Lyra beeped. He followed it, perfectly. Vexor looked out the window, but he proved something bigger. What? That some defenses cannot be banned. They walk in, they smile, and they protect. Vexor leaned back, feathers smooth now. He waited for Daniel to come. The talk would be important. The academy had changed today, because of one human. Daniel Hayes walked to Principal Vexor's office 2 days after the bot incident. His hands were still wrapped in soft white bandages. The cuts had closed fast. His body healed quicker than most species expected. He knocked once. The door slid open. Inside, the office was calm. Big windows showed the green gardens and the 2 moons in the sky. Principal Vexor sat behind a clear desk. His feathers were smooth now, no ruffles. Lyra, the small floating orb, hovered nearby. "Sit, Daniel," Vexor said. His voice was gentle. Daniel sat. He looked straight at the principal. Vexor leaned forward. "You saved many lives. The bot could have hurt dozens, maybe more. We are grateful." Daniel nodded. "I did what needed doing." Vexor looked at the bandages. "Your hands, they bled, but you did not stop." Daniel flexed his fingers. "Small price." Vexor paused. "Our rule is clear. No weapons allowed. We built this academy on that idea. Peace through no harm. No tools of violence." Daniel listened. "But you," Vexor continued, "you came with no tools, no blades, no guns. Yet you ended the threat, with strength, with speed, with your own body." Daniel smiled a little. Not big yet, just small. Vexor stood up, walked to the window, looked out. "I thought humans were stories, exaggerated tales from death worlds. I see now, the stories are true. You are built for survival. Your muscles, your bones, your will, they are weapons nature gave you." Daniel spoke quiet. "We did not ask for it. Earth made us that way. Hard places make hard people." Vexor turned. "How do we keep peace when one student arrives already armed by his own nature?" Daniel thought. "You don't fear us. You trust us. We follow rules when rules make sense. But if danger comes, if someone or something threatens the innocent, we act. That's how we keep peace too." Vexor looked at him long. "You could have run, hid, like others." "I could," Daniel said, "but I didn't." Vexor nodded slow. "That is the difference. Many species flee danger. Humans meet it." Silence filled the room. Then Vexor spoke again. "We will not change the rule. No weapons allowed. It stays. But we will change other things." Daniel raised an eyebrow. "Human biology will be part of required classes now. All students will learn what Death World life means. How gravity shapes strength. How endurance works. How a body can defend without tools." Daniel smiled wider. "And you," Vexor said, "will teach an optional class. Unarmed defense. Ways to protect without harm. Ways to stop threats safely." Daniel looked surprised. Then he nodded. "I'd like that." Vexor smiled too. First time Daniel saw it. Small, but real. "Good. The academy grows because of you." Daniel stood. "Thank you, Principal." Vexor held up a hand. "One more thing. Your grin. On the first day, when I said the rule." "Why?" Daniel chuckled soft. "Because I knew the rule was good, for everyone else. But for me, it didn't change anything. I don't need weapons to be ready." Vexor looked at him, understanding now. "You grinned because you were already complete." Daniel's grin came back, big, teeth showing. "Something like that." He left the office, walked through the halls. Students nodded as he passed. Some said hello, some smiled shy. Gorv stood near a pillar. He stepped forward. "Human," Gorv said. Daniel stopped. Gorv looked down. "I was wrong, about you, about a lot." Daniel waited. Gorv continued. "I want to learn, your class, how to fight fair, without claws, without anger." Daniel put out his hand. "Welcome, any time." Gorv took it. Careful. No squeeze. Just firm. They parted. Weeks passed. The class started small, then grew. Laura came first, then Mira, then others. Daniel taught simple things. How to fall safe. How to break holds. How to use weight, not force. How to stay calm when scared. Students practiced slow, laughed when they tripped, helped each other up. The room filled with talk and motion. Gorv got better fast. He learned control. He learned respect. One evening, Daniel sat with Laura in the courtyard. Stars bright above. "You changed this place," Laura said. Daniel shook his head. "No, people changed it. They just needed to see." Laura looked at him. "You grinned from day one, like you knew." Daniel looked up at the moons. "I knew humans are not weak. We are different. But different can be good." Laura smiled. "Very good." Graduation day came months later. The big hall was full. Students from every world. Families watched on big screens from distant stars. Principal Vexor stood on the stage. His robe shone. He spoke to all. To leave weapons behind. To build trust. He paused. We learned more. Harmony is not just no weapons. It is knowing when to stand, when to protect, when to trust those who are strong but kind. He looked at Daniel in the front row. One student showed us this, a human. He followed our rule perfectly. He brought no weapons, yet he defended us all, with courage, with skill, with heart. The hall was quiet. Vexor continued. We once feared difference. Now we welcome it, because the greatest strength is not in tools. It is in choice. The choice to help, the choice to care. He raised a wing. To Daniel Hayes, and to all humans who come after. Welcome, always. Cheers filled the hall, loud, happy. Daniel stood. He grinned, wide, real. He bowed a little. After, students came to him. Hugs, handshakes, words of thanks. Laura hugged him tight. You are my friend, forever. Gorv clapped his shoulder. Thank you. Daniel walked outside later. Alone for a moment. The plaza, empty. Lights, soft. He looked at the sky, thought of Earth, thought of home. He had come here to learn. He left with more friends than he expected. And the academy was safer, stronger, because they understood now. No weapons allowed, but a human could still grin, because he was ready anyway. The two moons watched over the campus, quiet, peaceful. Daniel Hayes walked back to his dorm one last time, still smiling.